right now everything is changing. The way we work, the way we learn, the way we conduct things. So definitely this shift is going to change the face of education in the long run. How is it going to do so?
So it's going to certainly change the way, as demonetization, as you saw, uh, gave a big push to digital economy. In the same way, this COVID crisis is going to change the way education is done in India. Large number of colleges, even schools will now move towards digital platforms. If you see my son or his friends, they're in 8th standard, 9th standard, they have started using WebEx and Zoom for their classes, right? So this tectonic shift is going to certainly happen, or is happening right now. And COVID crisis has given a huge impetus for implementing these technologies, or for adopting these technologies into education. Another important thing which is really happening, and this COVID crisis is again going to push that, is now there are large number of startups which are into edtech world or edtech scenario, which are offering solutions uh, based on personalized learning or adaptive learning. You know, means what? The tool actually goes ahead, analyzes your level of competency, level of knowledge, and then structures your course accordingly. So this is very personalized kind of a learning which is happening, or an adaptive kind of a learning. So there are already such edtech companies which are out there, and now these companies are going to be far more relevant in this post-COVID world. You know, where, for example, I will tell you, because we were very happy with some of these products, tech products, we decided as MHRD and AICT to partner with them. Okay, so we launched about 3 months back. We launched a scheme called as NEAT. Okay, National Education Alliance on Technology. So that was launched in January. What we did was that we actually went to these edtech companies, or got applications from these edtech companies. We told them that we will help you stabilize, we will actually promote you, we will help you sell. Okay, it's a very unique kind of an initiative in this country. And if we help you sell, and if you get customers because of our efforts, then 25% customers equivalent to the customers which you got because of us, you have to give us for free. Means what? If we help you get 100 customers, you have to give us 25 customers for free, and we will distribute these 25% licenses into our lower socio-eco strata. So now we want to actually ensure that we take these really state-of-art products to grassroots level. So, for example, how a student in Chhattisgarh, in a very remote village, can actually get access to best of the edtech products, yeah? And he may not able to pay for some of these. So we said, okay, we will help you promote, but then 25% you have to give us for free. And that has really started getting great traction. Currently, because of this COVID crisis, large number of products are coming to us that they are going to give us for free again to the students. And currently, we have more than 70,000 registrations for the various such products because of our efforts. So now, see, we will have these 25% of these 70,000 products, 70,000 licenses, which now we will distribute for free. So it's something very unique which we are trying to do. That's a tectonic shift which we believe will happen, or is happening.
Yeah, fair enough. But okay, so now that you're saying that, this COVID thing has made this shift, but now tell me, why did it take us so long to formalize online education in India? If you see, the COVID-19 shift has made us run through that. Okay, let's go do this, go online. But why did we take so much time? Because I think we were equipped enough to.
You have asked a very good question, and you are right. I will completely agree with you on this. Huh? So, if you really see how the edtech or online or digital education has evolved. I don't know whether you're aware, but Doordarshan already has 32 channels,
Mm-hmm.
which are DTH channels, on which dedicated to education. Okay, they are already there. So large number of students who were preparing for JEE or NEET used to use them. Okay, then there is one of the world's biggest book platforms, Swayam. So Swayam is also already there, and even before COVID happening, we had 1.3 crore students on Swayam already there. Okay, so Swayam was emerging as one of a good platforms, certainly. But I will agree with you that large number of colleges or higher educational institutes were not aggressively promoting these edtech products because there were multiple reasons for it. One could be some of these edtech products are very expensive also. So the education is itself getting very expensive, especially technical education. And then on top of it, if you want students to adopt these kind of a products, then it will be an additional burden on them. So that is one reason. Second reason, and I have no qualms in accepting that large number of professors were apprehensive also towards these products. To be very honest with you, they were worried that their importance will get reduced, their relevance will get reduced, if students move towards these tech kind of products. So they were also not very supportive because of that. But now this COVID crisis has forced everyone to get onto these tech platforms. And I believe that once everyone will get acclimatized, familiarized, and uh, when professors and institutes will will feel that there is nothing for them to be very apprehensive about, then I think the rate of adoption will now increase substantially.
Fair enough. So now let's talk about, how are we planning to reskill these teachers? Teachers are enablers, but I think our teachers are not ready to accept this fact that is happening. I totally agree with you. But what are the schemes that we are taking in order to reskill them so that they
So,
can be apt for the platform?
so there are multiple schemes currently happening, and as you rightly pointed, teachers sometimes may end up becoming the weakest link in this entire education sector. So now we have 5 knitters for training teachers. Then there are large number of training courses which AICT MHRD is initiating to train teachers. Okay, to ensure that right kind of pedagogy actually or right methodology in pedagogy actually gets penetrated. Outcome based trainings are also happening. Then leap kind of trainings, leadership kind of trainings are also happening. So MHRD, AICT, UGC are taking now enormous efforts to ensure that teachers are well trained. Even if you really look at promoting innovation and entrepreneurship, what we realized was that if again teachers or professors were the biggest bottleneck initially there, because if student has a good idea, then obviously he is going to go to teacher, right, or a professor in his college, that this is what is there in my mind and I would like to take it forward. And many times it happened that because the culture in these institutions were more marks driven, grade driven, academic driven kind of culture, many times these ideas were suppressed or not looked at, or brushed aside. So we also we are now training about 6,000, or we plan to train about 6,000 faculty professors in technical education on innovation as innovation ambassadors. You know, so we have already done training of about 2,500 or so, and post COVID we will actually do. So 2 days we sit with them, We tell them the importance of innovation, why new ideas need to be handheld, appreciated, celebrated, supported in every way, you know. And if we want to really move this country or these youngsters into with the problem solving capabilities, because currently what we believe is that large number of these youngsters are not capable of solving good problems. you know they are good at academics, they know fundamentals, but if you ask them to solve a problem, they are not very good at it. you know so their design thinking skills are pretty bad, their cognitive skills are bad, their problem solving skills are bad. So we need to actually sensitize teachers and students that these skills are very critical, and you need to get into those. So we are actually doing this innovation ambassador training, and you will see some real good changes happening.
So I'm very happy about this initiative, sir, because now because I also keep talking to the corporates, and they always mention one thing, that they have got degrees but they lack skills, about students. So I think somehow we should blame our education system for this as well, because maybe our structure is not designed that way. So happy about it. But now, so I mean, teachers part is true that they were not very keen on accepting technology, but also I think government was not very supportive of that. I mean, I'm just trying to keep it allowed. But if you see, I mean, only 100 top institutions were allowed license to conduct online education, and now that COVID has come up, I mean, the government says that okay, go run your online thing. How? I mean, is it not a mismatch here? I mean, what is the plan? I mean, what is the way ahead?
So, government was taking some steps in that direction. COVID has certainly forced us to open in big way. I completely agree with you, but I will not agree with you in the sense that we were not taking steps. As I said about this NEET thing, we started working on it about 6 to 7 months back. Okay, so it has nothing to do with COVID in a sense. So what we realized was that large number of edtech companies used to come to us, and as government, they used to request us, "Okay, Baba, can you help us? These are such excellent products. Can you at least let people know or institutions know that these products exist?" Uh, and we used to ask them questions that, because you are a private company, how government will able to promote you? If somebody tomorrow comes and asks us that how you are promoting a private company, then it's not a very healthy sign. But what we realized, that when we were not doing this, we were actually not giving youngsters an opportunity which was existing there. So we said, let's join hands in a formal way with these edtech companies, so that we will able to push good products at the grassroots level. So what we did was that we actually called for applications. We got about 370, 80 companies applying. And then we actually screened them through 3 rounds to actually ensure that the products which we will be recommending are really good and valid, and relevant to these students. So 3 rounds of 3 different committees looked into it to ensure that there is complete transparency, and nobody can raise a finger on the entire process. And after that, we have now listed about 17, 18 products, or 30 products from 17, 18 companies. Sorry. Yeah. So now these products are there. So, and we launched NEET on January 12th, which was before COVID. Okay.
Right.
So I will not say that government was not looking into it. Government was looking into it. One. Second, as I said, Swayam, which is our biggest book platform, has 1.3 crore registered users. These are not only from top 100 institutions, right? They are from everywhere. So Swayam was, and there is, and large number of universities also have now started accepting courses of Swayam as credit courses. Okay, so these changes are happening. Only thing is, now people are noticing them.
Rightly said. So I think, well, I was reading this Harvard University's survey, which stated that until 2022 we will have to follow this social distancing,
Yes.
right? Which means that we are no time soon going back to traditional mode of education, right? I mean, we might on and off, but otherwise, so are we technologically and mindset wise ready to go all online in terms of higher education for universities as well as colleges?
What I have realized in when I interact with large number of youngsters, and people like you, youngsters like you, are most resilient. They they are they can adapt to situation very fast. Okay, they are tech savvy people. They are what we can say technology or digital natives, what you call, right? You're a digitally native generation. So I don't think it will be difficult for the youngsters to actually move to online or digital platforms for education. Some students, some faculty might have a problem, and AICT and MHRD has already taken cognizance of that, and we are going to initiate large amount of trainings to push some of these faculties onto digital platform. But one thing is very sure: digital platform cannot replace the one-on-one in classroom experience. Uh, so although digital platforms are important and will have its own relevance, replacing it with a classroom experience will be going too far. So students should come to campus, hang out, learn together, enjoy together. That is also very critical and important. And as you rightly said, the social distancing norms will continue at least till maybe end of 2020, certainly. What Harvard says, I really don't know, and whether that will be really applicable to India, considering our demography and considering our population density. We don't know yet, but let things, we will allow things to evolve.
Fair enough. Does this mean that we are going to get along with blended learning anytime soon? Because obviously there'll be a mix of learning, classroom, online. So I mean, somehow the government will also come up with initiative to promote blended learning. Is it? I mean,
I think blended learning is started happening now, right? Currently, what colleges are planning, or what schools are planning, they are planning blended learning. They they are saying, okay, let's do these topics which might be easy to cover and those kind of things. We will start with these topics on digital platform, and once these basic restrictions are done, then we will go on to normal classroom mode. So I don't think any of the colleges, institutes are actually planning complete going digital completely. They are getting into blended learning, and I think blended learning is the best way forward. But as you rightly said, that now scheduling and other things are going to be very different. For example, now whether I should have a class of 60, which is currently there, that's the question we really need to ask. So whether classrooms of future are, means post COVID, could be of 20 students or 15 students. It could be, so that you maintain basic norms of social distancing also, but you also give that. So I think it will evolve, and let it, and we should allow it to evolve.
fair enough, fair enough. So I have one last question for you, sir. So the question says, I mean, it is something around. So there are many universities and colleges that are using online for the first time, right? They have been totally on board rote learning and all of that, right? So now tell me, what is the support that the government is extending to them in order to, help them get through get through it properly. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for them because they are new to this.
So, large, as government, we are talking to large number of these digital companies. As I said, one is NEET. Apart from NEET,
Yeah.
even, for example, Now Cisco is closely working with us to explore how they can help some of these schools or colleges. With they are giving large number of free licenses support to many of these institutions, so that it's easy for them to actually get onto those platforms. So, as you rightly said, hand holding is going to be required. Zoom. Now, Zoom has become so popular within, especially school education. Although government has put up what we can say a recommendation that government offices should not use Zoom, but Zoom is good for schools, right? Schools
Yeah.
and basic colleges. So, uh, my son, or I see my friends or my younger colleagues, they are all on Zoom doing their coaching, their classes. So this adoption is happening, and government is actually facilitating some of these things by talking to these big players, saying that can you help us give some things for free. For example, now as NEET again, because that's easy gateway for us, we have made uh, 5 courses which are completely free for all, and we are paying them, those companies. Okay, so are digital for communication skills, English skills, and those kind of things. Okay, then some basic engineering platforms also or courses are also there. So what we have done is that, okay, we will pay you, but just make them open and free for all. So that also we have done. Then there are large number of meetings happening, that how we can use these 32 Swayam Prabha channels for courses, because connectivity is still a problem in the remote part of the country, right? So
Technology.
everything cannot be based on internet. There it's easy to put a free dish which costs 2,000 rupees, and then everything is there on your television set. So these kind of interventions government is certainly trying to do. Then there are a lot of competitions which are happening, which government MHRD is promoting, where uh, we are asking them to share a large number of institutes to share their experience, what unique they have done to take some of these things forward, and then we are sharing those experiences with the others. So these kind of interventions we are trying to do.
Thank you so much. So it was definitely, I had many questions for you, and you helped me understand it better. Because what happens is when I go to corporates, they have different set of questions for me. When I talk to regulators, questions are different. So I'm really glad that I could really understand this better. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you very
And
much. Really appreciate.
thank you, sir. Thank you.